Have you ever felt stuck? Like you're not making progress no matter what you do? What if I told you 7 simple habits could change everything in just 1 week? This isn't some far-fetched promise. These habits are rooted in practical, Stoic principles that have guided people for centuries. They worked for me, and I'm confident they can work for you too. In this video, we won't just talk about the usual advice like waking up early or exercising. Instead, I'll share habits based on Stoicism that will sharpen your mind, improve your daily life, and help you stay grounded. From the wisdom of Stoic philosophers to the real-world application of Stoic habits, this is all about practical steps you can implement today. So stick around, because by the end, you'll have a roadmap for lasting change. If you're ready to take control of your life, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's dive in and explore these habits that can transform your life. No fluff, just real results. Habits 1. Start small. Micro habits for big results. When it comes to Stoicism, one key idea from the Stoic philosophers is the power of small, consistent actions. The Stoic principles teach us that progress doesn't happen overnight, but through small steps taken daily. This idea aligns perfectly with the concept of micro habits, tiny, manageable changes that build momentum over time. And in just 1 week, I saw the power of this approach firsthand. Instead of diving straight into big life changes like waking up at 5 a.m. every day, I started small. I set my alarm just 10 minutes earlier each day. It seemed like nothing at first, but by the end of the week, I was waking up 30 minutes earlier without feeling overwhelmed. This subtle shift made a big difference in how my mornings went. Calmer, more intentional, and more focused. This approach follows one of the core Stoic habits, taking control of what you can, no matter how small. The Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius often reminded us that we are in control of our actions and our reactions. By starting small, I found that I could handle bigger tasks later on without feeling defeated. If you've ever tried and failed at building a habit, you know how easy it is to burn out. Micro habits help prevent that. You don't need to leap into drastic changes. Instead, take small, meaningful actions each day. The Stoic quotes you often hear about endurance and resilience aren't just lofty ideas. They are meant to be applied in daily life. This is the essence of Stoicism, applying Stoic principles to the small moments of life day by day. For example, one Stoic quote that guided me is, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This helped me realize that even when the changes seemed insignificant, they were moving me forward. That's what microhabits do. They advance your progress in ways you can't always see at first. But over time, the results are undeniable. If you want to see real progress in your life, start with small, Stoic daily habits. Focus on what you can control and let the results compound. Trust me, the difference in your life will be massive, even after just 1 week. Habits 2. Brain training. Limit your screen time. Another key habit that changed my life in just 1 week was limiting my screen time. In today's world, we are constantly glued to our devices, scrolling endlessly and consuming content without thinking. Stoic principles teach us to be mindful of where we focus our attention and how we spend our time. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus often spoke about being present at the moment, something we all struggle with when we're attached to our screens. When I started this habit, I realized how much time I was wasting. The average American spends over 7 hours a day on their phone or computer. I was no different. I would scroll through social media, binge-watch shows, and lose track of time. It wasn't until I set limits on my non-work-related screen time that I saw how much my life was impacted by it. I set a daily cap of 1 hour for non-essential screen use. It was tough at first, but by the 3rd day, I felt lighter, more focused, and surprisingly, less anxious. One of the key Stoic quotes that kept me grounded during this process was from Marcus Aurelius. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote reminded me that I control how I spend my time. Limiting screen time became a daily practice of self-discipline, a key Stoic habit. By cutting back, I freed up more time to do things that mattered. I started reading more, going for walks, and even meditating, things that helped clear my mind. The Stoic daily practice of being intentional with your time and energy came into focus. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through my phone, I began using that time to reflect, plan, and engage with my surroundings. What surprised me the most was the impact it had on my mental clarity. Without the constant distractions of notifications and social media updates, I was more present. I slept better, had more meaningful conversations, and was more engaged in the things I cared about. This is the essence of Stoicism, taking control of your mind and focusing on what truly matters. If you feel like your days are slipping away without purpose, try limiting your screen time. Focus on what's in front of you, not on a screen. This simple habit, rooted in Stoic principles, can bring profound changes to your mental well-being. Habits 3. Move daily. Let's talk about the next habit that changed my life in 1 week, moving daily. Now, I'm not talking about hitting the gym for an hour every day. Stoic principles teach us that life is about balance and understanding the limits of our body. Daily movement can be simple, yet powerful. Whether it's a short walk, some stretching, or just standing up to break long periods of sitting. The Stoic philosophers understood that caring for the body is essential, but they never believed in pushing it to extremes. Seneca, for example, often reminded us that the mind and body work together. When I committed to just 10 minutes of movement each day, it wasn't about getting ripped or achieving some fitness goal. It was about giving myself the mental space to think clearly and stay grounded. On the first day, I did a short walk. On the second, I added some light stretching. By the fourth day, I noticed that this daily movement had a big effect on my mental state. My mind felt clearer and less cluttered. Moving daily became a way for me to reset. This aligns with the Stoic habit of engaging in actions that support mental clarity. When we take care of our physical health, we support our mental well-being. One of the most well-known Stoic quotes is from Marcus Aurelius: "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." This idea applies to how we treat our bodies. If we neglect movement, we're neglecting our ability to stay sharp and focused. Daily movement isn't just about the body, it's about the mind. On one of my morning walks, I realized how much tension I had been carrying. Walking helped me release that stress. Movement became a form of active meditation. I wasn't just exercising. I was clearing my thoughts, staying present, and preparing for the day ahead. If you want to see a change in how you feel mentally and physically, start by moving your body every day. You don't need to go hard or follow a strict routine. The key, as Stoicism teaches, is consistency and moderation. Whether it's 10 minutes of stretching or a peaceful walk, this daily habit can help you reconnect with yourself and your surroundings. In Stoic daily life, balance is everything. Move daily, not to push your limits, but to bring your mind and body into alignment. Habits 4. Practice gratitude. Gratitude might sound like a simple concept, but it has the power to completely shift your mindset. One of the core Stoic principles is learning to appreciate what we have instead of constantly seeking more. The Stoic philosophers, like Epictetus, often emphasize that happiness comes from wanting less, not having more. Practicing gratitude aligns perfectly with this timeless wisdom, and it's a habit that transformed my perspective in just 1 week. Each day, I took a few minutes to write down 3 things I was grateful for. At first, it felt strange. What could I say besides the obvious? But by the 3rd day, something clicked. I realized that the simple act of focusing on the positive things, no matter how small, helped me see the world differently. This practice shifted my attention away from what was lacking and towards what was already good in my life. Gratitude is one of those Stoic daily habits that doesn't just feel good, it has real, lasting effects on how you approach your day. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we react to them. Writing down what you're grateful for is a practical way to train your mind to focus on what's within your control, the things you already have and can appreciate. One of my favorite Stoic quotes comes from Seneca: "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Practicing gratitude daily made me realize how much of my happiness was tied to things I was waiting for or chasing. Gratitude brought me back to the present, to enjoy what was right in front of me. Another benefit of practicing gratitude is how it impacts your relationships. When you focus on what you appreciate about the people in your life, it strengthens those bonds. I started to notice more of the little things my family and friends did for me, which improved my overall sense of connection and fulfillment. If you're struggling to see the good in your life or feeling overwhelmed, try this Stoic habit. Start small. Write down 3 things each morning or before bed that you're thankful for. Over time, you'll notice a shift in how you view your day, your relationships, and even your challenges. In just 1 week, practicing gratitude can help you live more mindfully, in line with the Stoic principles of appreciating the present and finding joy in simplicity. Habits 5. Declutter. Organize your space, clear your mind. The next habit that made a huge impact on my life was decluttering. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what truly matters, and that includes the physical environment we live in. The Stoic principle of simplicity reminds us that a cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind. This week, I decided to take this Stoic wisdom seriously and began clearing out the unnecessary things in my surroundings. The result was incredible. Not only did my space feel lighter, but so did my mind. We often don't realize how much mental energy clutter drains. When everything around you is disorganized, your mind tends to follow suit. The Stoic philosophers, such as Epictetus, often advised focusing on what we can control. And one thing we can control is the state of our immediate environment. By organizing my space, I felt a sense of control and clarity return to my life. On the first day, I started small. I decluttered 1 drawer in my kitchen. It might seem like nothing, but it was a first step towards reclaiming my physical and mental space. Each day, I tackled another small area. By the end of the week, I had cleared out my workspace, my bedroom, and even my closet. With each space I organized, I noticed how much more focused and productive I became. Decluttering is not just about getting rid of things, it's about creating space for what's important. This mirrors the Stoic daily practice of eliminating distractions and focusing on what truly matters. One of the most well-known Stoic quotes is from Marcus Aurelius. "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Decluttering helped me see that I didn't need more things. I needed more focus, and clearing my space gave me just that. Another benefit of decluttering is the mental clarity it brings. When my space was cluttered, I found myself feeling overwhelmed and scattered. But after a week of organizing, I noticed that my mind felt clearer, my thoughts were more focused, and I was more present in the moment. This is a perfect example of how applying Stoic principles to everyday life can bring about real change. If you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck, start by organizing one small part of your environment. It doesn't have to be a major overhaul. Just take it one step at a time. As you clear your space, you'll find your mind becoming clearer too, and that is the real power of this simple yet transformative Stoic habit. Habit 6. Disconnect to reconnect. In today's world, we're constantly connected, whether it's through our phones, laptops, or social media accounts. Yet Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca often emphasize the importance of disconnecting from distractions to focus on what matters. The Stoic principles teach us to be mindful of where we place our attention, and in this age of constant digital noise, learning to disconnect can be one of the most powerful Stoic daily habits. When I decided to limit my screen time and disconnect from social media, I wasn't sure how it would go. I had become so accustomed to scrolling mindlessly through Instagram and checking emails late at night, but I realized that this habit wasn't just eating up my time, it was draining my mental energy. The Stoic quotes about control came to mind, reminding me that while I can't control the digital world, I can control how I engage with it. For 1 week, I set strict boundaries. I limited my social media use to 30 minutes a day and avoided screens entirely after 8 p.m. At first, it felt strange, like I was missing out. But after a few days, something amazing happened. I reconnected with the real world. I started reading more, going for evening walks, and having more meaningful conversations with friends and family. The clarity and focus I gained from disconnecting were undeniable. This is where Stoicism meets modern life. Stoic habits encourage us to be present in the moment, and constant connectivity takes that away from us. One of my favorite Stoic quotes that guided me through this process was from Seneca. "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The constant digital distractions were feeding my anxiety and stress, but by disconnecting, I found peace in the present moment. Another unexpected benefit was improved sleep. Without the blue light from screens before bed, I fell asleep faster and woke up feeling more refreshed. This daily practice of disconnecting from tech allowed me to reconnect with myself and the world around me. I was more focused, less stressed, and more engaged with the people and activities I truly cared about. If you feel like your mind is cluttered with endless digital noise, try disconnecting for a short time each day. Start small. Limit your social media use or avoid screens after a certain hour. You'll be surprised much more present and peaceful your life becomes. This simple habit, grounded in Stoic philosophy, can lead to profound changes in how you live your daily life. Habit 7. Morning mindfulness. The final habit that made a profound impact on my life was practicing morning mindfulness through meditation. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius often spoke about the importance of self-reflection and starting the day with a clear mind. In Stoicism, controlling our thoughts and reactions is key, and meditation helps us do just that. It's not about being a monk or reaching some deep spiritual enlightenment. It's about finding clarity and calm amid daily life. I began this habit with just 5 minutes of mindful breathing every morning. It wasn't complicated, no special techniques, just sitting quietly, closing my eyes, and focusing on my breath. In those moments of stillness, I could clear my mind and prepare myself for the day ahead. It's incredible how something so simple can shift your entire mindset. The Stoic principles encourage us to control what we can, and our thoughts are always within our control. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Starting the day with meditation allowed me to direct my thoughts, focus on what I could control, and set my intentions for the day. This helped me navigate challenges with a clearer, more grounded perspective. After just a few days, I noticed a big difference. My stress levels dropped, and I felt more present in everything I did. Morning mindfulness became a way to reset my mind before the chaos of the day began. Stoic habits like this teach us the importance of self-discipline and awareness, both of which are essential for personal growth. Another benefit of this daily meditation practice was that it gave me a sense of calm that lasted throughout the day. I found myself reacting less to minor annoyances and being more thoughtful in my decisions. This is one of the core teachings of Stoicism, to maintain inner peace regardless of external circumstances. If you're looking to bring more clarity and calm into your life, start with a simple mindfulness practice in the morning. It doesn't have to be long. Just 5 minutes of focused breathing can make a huge difference. This small, Stoic daily habit will help you center your mind, improve your focus, and set a positive tone for the day. Remember, the key is consistency, not perfection. With time, you'll see the benefits unfold, just as I did. So, there you have it. 7 simple Stoic habits that transformed my life in just 1 week. These aren't quick fixes, but practical steps rooted in Stoic principles designed to bring lasting change. Whether it's starting small, limiting screen time, or practicing daily mindfulness, each habit has the power to shift your mindset and improve your daily life. If you found these tips helpful from Stoic narratives, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know which habit from 7 habits that changed my life in 1 week you're excited to try. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. It helps spread the message. And if you want more content on Stoic philosophy and practical life tips, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's about progress. Start with 1 habit, stay consistent, and watch how these Stoic daily practices can transform your life. Thanks for watching Stoic Narratives, and I'll see you in the next video.